So now let's get started. Let me move this a little. And I think we are good to go. Yeah, almost. So let's get started with questions. Any questions you guys have in relation to the market? Today is the last day of month of April. So the closing is high. I think we are closing in 13 or 15% at least positive. Last I checked for a video. Okay, and we have live 15 people on Telegram. And so far, I think one person on YouTube. One lonely person sitting in YouTube. But anyway, okay. Is the chat working in YouTube or not? How do I check? Welcome to live. Remember to guard the privacy and abide by community guidelines. Okay, where the hell is the chat? I think, anyway. You guys can raise your hand if you want to talk. I can unmute you. Feel free to do that. Or if you're shy, you can leave your questions in the comments and I'll answer it from there. Why the hell is it moving? Okay, now it's good. Okay, there is a question. Hi Shah, any chance you know anything about Kita? Kita, KTA. Okay. As you are the first person with a question, I'll search it for you. Its market cap is questionable, self-reported market cap. It has 2 warning signs with it. And, oh, Alan said hi. Sorry, Alan, I didn't see your hi. Hi. Self-reported market cap, that's good and bad at the same time. Bad in a sense that you're listed on CoinMarketCap, you can get it fixed. It doesn't require that much money to fix it, but it does make your market cap questionable. And how old is this coin? This coin is there from March 23, and it is only going up and down. So it looks like some kind of community controlled coin. I don't know what is the agenda, but it's very new, and I don't know if there is something to bite on. Let me see if they have written something in about. As a scalable and efficient solution, Kita serves as a common ground for diverse payment networks, facilitating direct interaction across multiple blockchain. Okay. By enabling trusted KYC providers to issue secure digital certificates. Yeah, they are not doing anything new. I have seen this pretty much everywhere else. So I wouldn't say that Kita or KTA, as you mentioned, is doing something that I would look at and I would say, wow, I want to go and invest in it. And self-reported market cap is $50 million for a new coin that is under the shitcoin stage. I think it's really high. Costa, I'm unmuting you if you want to talk. Alan says, hi Shah, what do you think about Dash? I'll let you know, but Costa is talking. Yes, Costa.
Hi Shah. Nice to talk to you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I'm in the United States. I have a little bit of Bitcoin on Coinbase, and I'm thinking I want to sell it at this point. And this is more of a technical question on Coinbase, and I've heard a couple of comments, and I've read a couple of comments that it's not that great of an exchange, and you made a comment, I think, on the last live about...
It's horrible exchange.
We don't have a lot of options, I guess, in the United States, so...
yeah.
Or at least I don't. There might be, but I don't. But so I guess I don't know if there's any. It looks like there's a spread difference in terms of what you try to sell it at and what they actually give you at, and then there's a fee on top of that. Any input you have?
Yeah, I have because I get to teach people, and not everyone has $15,000 to pay. So generally, they are from USA, UK, Canada, or all Western countries. So I have seen a lot of Coinbase accounts, and the experience that I always shared about is the one where it really hurt me was with the Ethereum transaction. The spread is horrible. And that was Coinbase Pro account. So they say no fee, but the rates that they give you at the time of buying and selling is miles away from the real price. So we bought, I think, now it's been over a year for this incident that has happened. We bought it at 1800, we sold it at 1900. There was a $100 price gap. We invested $80,000 and we came out of it in break even. So invest $80,000, it moves $100, and you still don't make a single dollar out of it. That's Coinbase for you. So it is, and this is Coinbase Pro account that I'm talking about. So I moved that lady out of Coinbase. I moved her to Maxi, and I got her a separate passport. I have mentioned this in VIP multiple times. The Palau ID. Yeah, the Palau ID, and then we got a Maxi account, and I told her that if you want to use an exchange, at least use an exchange where you have access to a lot of coins and you can do something about it, rather than sitting in Coinbase and them milking you. And it only gets worse when you come to Canada. The charges, if you consider the spread, as you use the technical term, the spread and the fee, if you add up, it goes easily from 8 to 15% in Canada. And it's a killer, because making 8% in markets like this on its own is a challenge. And Maxi is free for trading. The fees are extremely low.
So in order to do that transfer, though, I'd have to send it from Coinbase, and there's a charge for that, obviously, to do that transfer. But would I send it as Bitcoin, or would I have to transfer it to a USD or something?
No, you can send it as anything. In today's world, thanks to Binance, they have updated their wallet. It's called Trust Wallet. Now, in Trust Wallet, you can flip anything to anything. Previously, I had to go and educate people how to flip between chains. Now you don't need to do that. Once you have your, and you don't need to do that on Maxi at all. I'm just explaining it separately apart from it, okay? So now let's say that you don't have access to an exchange, but still you want to go from Bitcoin on Bitcoin exchange to Bitcoin on Ethereum, or Bitcoin on Binance Smart Chain, or anything. Bitcoin is on a lot of blockchains, right? So what you do is that you send it to Trust Wallet, and you can flip the chain. Not only that, you can flip the coin. You can change your Bitcoin to anything inside Trust Wallet. You don't need to go to any exchange. Yeah, so that means you are not connecting to anything. The risk of getting scammed or getting hacked, you connect your wallet to the website and boom, all of your money is gone. That stuff is gone now. And Trust Wallet has done this recently. It's been few months they have done this thing, and it's amazing. I love that part. Even though I know how to do things separately, I still go and I use this swap function from Trust Wallet because it makes life extremely easy. You just flip and you go from any chain to any chain.
I'll have to take a look at that. I have MetaMask, and I haven't explored it much, but I have seen that you can do some transfers in MetaMask, but I think there's a fee associated.
The fee is there as well in this one, but MetaMask, I find MetaMask more challenging and problematic. It's more of a pain because MetaMask, you need to set up every chain separately, and then you have multiple wallets. And in MetaMask, I created one wallet that led to 12 wallets. And it's really hard to keep up in which wallet I have which money. I have some NFTs on Polygon Matic from 2021. And to find them, I have to really go around and find out where the hell they are. Yeah. So it makes it challenging, but that's not the case scenario with Trust Wallet. It's one wallet that works with every chain that exists. You don't need to create more chains on it.
Okay. So the process would be set up a trust wallet, transfer.
In your case, no, the process would be to get a Palau ID. Get a Palau ID takes some months, and once you
the maxi, yes.
yeah, and then get with the Maxi, and then send it directly. Whatever coin you want to send to from Coinbase to Maxi, it will go there. And the transfer fee, because Coinbase runs on Ethereum, is not going to be crazy. They will charge you, I think, around $16 to maximum $26 if you are transferring few $100,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, great. Thank you.
No problem at all. Okay, we have a lot of comments here. Let's go back to Alan. Hi Shah, what do you think about Dash? Dash is a great project. It's old project, but fundamentally it's a great project, and the problem is not with the old, it's the inflation. They have a lot of inflation in that coin right now. Okay, in Telegram we have questions. Let's look at that. If you get a chance, sometimes I'm trying to look up the tokenomics of meme Toshi that is on base. I cannot find the white paper. I supposedly they have a fixed supply. Every meme coin has a fixed supply. I think I've mentioned this previously as well. The only coins that doesn't have a fixed supply and is a meme coin is the scam coin from Trump and Melania. I'm just debating on how long I should actually hold it or when to cut my loss. It's a meme coin. Of course, there is no inflation, just like every other meme coin. But the thing is that how long Toshi will run is totally dependent on how many times people are going to scream to the moon, and then things would work out. Toshi is going to be really challenging for you. But still, I think after my call, Josh, I will look into it and then I'll let you know in the chat. Mary, you wanted to talk. I unmuted you.
Hi, Shah.
Hi.
I was just wondering, what would you do, like in the next couple of years? What coins would you hold, and when would you buy them approximately?
Well,
what's your thoughts on that?
Okay, let's say that I'm investing on only $1 million. Okay, I don't have access to more funds. I'm not a guy who always have access to new funds, so I'm kind of stuck. That puts me in a position, if I have $1 million or $1,000, is the same kind of a thing. Once you have limited funds, your situation is extremely different from a person who always have new funds every month. Let's say there is a person who wants to invest $20,000, but then that person every month has access to $5,000 fresh. That person can always win. Why? Because they can always fix their mistakes, because they always have new funds. But the person who even has $1 million, if they buy in a wrong place, they're done. So if I'm a person with limited funds, I don't have access to more funds, then the only thing that I can do is that I'm going to extremely be patient with it. I'm going to wait it out. I'm going to wait for summers this year. And if I somehow magically, let's assume that all the moon boys out there, they are right, and they are, it turns out to be that there is a rally in the summer and everything goes bananas, then it's okay. I'll wait out and I'll wait for next year. But I'm not going to invest this year. I'm going to only invest once I see that Bitcoin has hit $50,000. Then I'll start investing, because I would not invest full at that stage. I would rather wait it out for Bitcoin to go towards $32,000, and then I will go more deep. So what I would do is that and this is the most safest approach, I'll use the pyramid approach that I have mentioned so many times. I'll use the pyramid. I'll start at the top with 10%, and the bottom of the pyramid I'll use 40%. So I'll invest 10%. As we go down, then 20, then 30, 20 plus 30, 50, 50 plus 10, that is 60, and the last is 40. That makes it 100%. Assuming that I'm going for one coin, you can apply the same thing for 10 coins, but never go beyond 10 coins. Always keep the numbers of coins limited. It's really too hard to keep up with it. The more coins you have, the harder it is to be profitable, because you are spread too far. This is not stock market. You don't need to diversify. And even in stock market, that thing is kind of dying now. A lot of companies are buying each other. Now, if you go and invest in Coca-Cola, not necessarily is going to be a food-based company. They might have invested in petroleum or something else. They will have something that is dragging them along with it. A lot of companies are becoming hybrid. So this overall concept of diversification is kind of dying, but in crypto, it is full-fledged dead. So you don't need to diversify, but having limited number of coins, you can keep an eye on it. Like Om Mantra, I think the recent disaster, it dramatically dropped and crashed. If you don't have your eye on a coin, they can catch you off guard. Something can happen to it, and then it can lead to a disaster. So keep the coins limited, use the pyramid approach, and wait it out until the market hits the bottom. How do you know the market has reached the bottom? That is where everyone is in fear. Right now, if you go out and check on YouTube or on Twitter, everywhere else, everyone is excited. They are still screaming, they are still bullish. Once you see that moon boys have calmed down and they start changing their statements and start saying that buy the blood in the market, even if it's your own blood, and they start quoting all kind of rubbish, that is the time to realize that, okay, now they are in pain. Now they cannot keep their followers happy anymore. Now they have to post other content to keep them motivated. That is the time you realize that it is a bottom. But right now it's not bottom. We're really, really far away from the bottom. And I think we have good amount of travel to go and achieve. And as I said that if somehow this is not the year we see bottom, we don't buy. Never invest until you see the bottom. And this is exactly what I do. I do swings. I buy bottoms. I hold it for a few months and I double, triple my account and I get the hell out of it. Last year, I did the same thing. I bought it on 5th of August. I sold it in November, got the hell out of the market. Now the market is going up, down. It can do whatever the hell it wants to do. I'm not invested. I do trading, but I don't invest a single money in form of investment until I see the bottom. Once I see the bottom, then I go in again and I hope that it's going to be a smaller hold. Because I have held on to Ethereum. The only one time I have made mistake was from 2016 to 2021. I held on to Ethereum. I could have doubled, tripled, quadrupled my money, and I didn't. I kept on holding, and Ethereum kept on going down. From $2,000, it went to 130 twice. That was the most horrible experience I had, and I think the pain was enough to teach me not to marry coins anymore. I hope I have answered your coin, Mary. No puns intended.
Yes, thank you, Shah. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, is that a wig? I wish, but if you are looking for me going bald, I am going bald from previous 20 years. That's what the doctor said. I don't know when will it happen in full. Okay, now HBAR is a good project and Done seems is going up all. Okay, what's happening with PP? Da Vinci said it will be it. I don't know. I have not seen PP. If it's a meme, then I think it would do good. And assuming you used the word Da Vinci, is this some kind of influencer, I guess. Trust Wallet is easy, like walk in the park, but charts, diagrams are crap. Yeah, why would you use that? Use TradingView for it. Is AI coin still trusted? Is AI coin still trusted? AI was a trend. I don't know about the trusting part. It was a trend, smaller trend than the metaverse. It came and it went. I mean, what can you do? My portfolio is Red Clown Nose. I love crypto. Dash did a retest from its support area, how far it can go in the short term. I'll look at it, Alan, in the end. I'll remember the Dash. I love your videos because you're straight to the point. Shah, stay hydrated, drink water. Yeah, I'm drinking tea. My digital doctor says that I need lukewarm water because of my voice box situation. Costa, do you want to talk?
Yeah, just to follow up on Mary's question and your response. When you sell out of the market, do you hold it in a stable coin or do you sell out and convert it back to some form of cap?
No, I don't. I mean, this is the first time in my life I've actually cashed out. I bought a home here in Canada for my mother, so I had to take money out for that. Now I'm getting a new wife, so I am going to buy a business for her. So again, I'm cashing out because of that. Why else did I cash out? I'm doing some things in real life. That's why I'm cashing out. But if we look at my previous life 2 years ago, I was always in, and I still stay in stablecoin, and I stay in wallets because there is no track and there is no tax or anything that I pay on it. I pretty much live the dream life of Satoshi Nakamoto, fully decentralized, fully in control of everything that I own, and there is no way to track or anything, and don't have to pay anyone for my hard work. I only do what I want to do. I mean, like I give out 50% of what I make, but I do it because I want to, not because there is some kind of tax imposed on me. So I don't convert. I stick to USDT. If somehow I see that okay, USDT is under danger, I'll change to DAI, which is DAI, or another stable coin. You have so many stable coins in the market now. You can just switch to anything.
So when you transfer out of the centralized exchange by Coinbase and it goes to your wallet, that transaction is no longer trackable. Is that correct?
When you say that go back to exchange?
So if I'm on Coinbase and I send it out to Trust Wallet,
yeah.
Now there is no, what I do with it in the Trust Wallet isn't, at that point in time, you're not paying taxes on that. Is that what you mean? Well, that's what I understand.
Yeah, I mean, if you are using an exchange, you already have a track because you went into an exchange using a bank or some form of method. Now, if you send it from your Coinbase to the wallet, there is already a track. It's all about your trail, how they're going to track you, right? That's not the case scenario of my case scenario. Now I have created a bot, but previously I was using more of a network of my own. So I'll use the bot example. So when I want to get in and out of crypto, I use my bot. I go there. There is someone that wants to sell currency. I want currency, right? They send it to my PayPal, to my bank account, and I give them crypto. There is no footprint of it. But in your case scenario, you already have a footprint because you're coming from an exchange. So you cannot go dark on it. You can go dark if you withdraw from the exchange and then you make a new entry into the market directly into the wallet instead of an exchange. Then that is going to be fresh entry, and there is no way to track you. And if you don't want to take an exit, leave that, but start with fresh money. Again, send it directly to the wallet. And don't tell anyone that this is your wallet. There is no way to track you. Don't have its communication with your exchange account. You're all good. It's all about like sending emails using Gmail. It's exactly how it works. Who did you send email to is your basically footprint. So if you don't communicate, they wouldn't know. In Gmail, the thing is that they know that it is you, but in Trust Wallet, they can't. And not Trust Wallet, in any wallet on blockchain, they wouldn't know that it's you.
Thank you.
No problem at all. Okay, we have questions. What do you think on BTC? Will we reclaim 100K above to trap Moon Boys and Bull Run is coming? Yeah, in the month of May, I mean, considering how BTC is detached from the rest of the crypto, it can go to 100K. I mean, 97,300 is still on board. That area is not gone. So I mean, going and hitting a wick toward 100K wouldn't be a problem. So I would say it's still available. It's still on cards. I will let go of the concept of 100K or upward journey once we lose the area of $90,000. For more than 2 days, I'll conclude that, okay, downward journey has started. Okay, will altcoins perform better this May 2025? Perform better in comparison to what? Because Better is a word in English that you use when you are using it in comparison to something. So if you could clarify on that, Satya, that would help. In comparison to the month of April, March, February. Okay. Mary, did anyone win your contest? Yes, there are winners. I'll announce 3 winners. I'm going to do that. Are you saying the betting game? Did anyone win the bet on BTC? I don't know, Mary, which part we are talking about. So if you could clarify, you're talking about the contest posted in the Telegram or the betting game?
The contest in the contest about the writing contest.
Oh, the writing contest. Yeah, I'll share that. I'll share that. We have 3 winners. I'll share that.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. Okay, Ada says, well, Macho, so far Shah is on spot on. Sorry, Ada, I had to ban him. There is a limit to stupidity. So BTC 65K next year, and I'm buying. Don't worry, Ada. Last year, when BTC went and created all the all-time highs, we saw 49K. So give it some time. How much should you invest in leverage trading if you have $5,000, and how much leverage you should put? This is really subjective question, I think. But if you want to use leverage, I would say that start with extremely small leverage. Start with 2x. That gives you 50% gap in the drop. So if you're going to make a mistake, at least you will have time to recover from it. Once you get a hold of it, then start increasing your leveraging. And it really depends on what exactly you are doing. If you are doing short-term trades, you're doing scalps, which is like 5 trades within a day, you can use higher leverage, because then you can lose your investment amount. But for that, the strategy is simple. You have $5,000, you can use 2% of it in each trade, and then you can use as high leverage as you want. You will lose that 2%, which means that you will fail 50 times, and then you will lose your whole account. And I have seen worst of the worst traders that are as bad as it can be. I have never seen anyone failing 50 times in a row. So it will take time, and you will practice and you will learn. And I think this 2% strategy for someone who is starting out, I think that's a good way. I have personally tested crazy stuff. I'm finishing my book that I was writing. For that, I did an experiment. I used a leverage of 25x on 238 trades, but that was more of an experiment and nothing sensible. I just wanted to see that how would it go if I buy a bottom and then I let it run. Okay, altcoin still on bottom price, should be go up a bit first before drop new low. Yeah, that can happen. Why not? We have 1 more month into the summer, so maybe. Altcoin performance compared to March and April. March and April, I think they would do better than March, but April, I think that is going to be questionable, because we are already high. Now performing better than April again, that would be challenging. So when I say performing better, so you had SU went from $1.7 to 3.5 at least. So if you are saying that we are going to outperform that kind of performance, now SU needs to go from 3.5 to $7 or $8. That is going to be a challenge. Same applies for all these coins that have moved in the month of April. So if I send something from Binance to Trust Wallet, and the government already knows I have set on, yes, that is exactly, Ada, that is exactly how it is. If you are sending it from your exchange, you are not decentralized. It's like XRP going around and telling everyone that they are decentralized. They're not. If you're using any exchange that does KYC, it is not decentralized. Using this word in itself is kind of a crime. Decentralization, yeah, from technology perspective, you say that, okay, the computers are decentralized, it's not centrally controlled. If you bring in that argument, I can take it. But they're using it from the perspective of finance, and that is total rubbish, because it's not decentralized. Decentralization means anonymity, privacy, and you can have access to your information. No one else has that, and I don't think that is there. And the moment you are transacting with the wallets that know you, or with your own exchange, you are putting yourself out. So that kills the anonymousness of yourself. Shah says, Assalamu alaikum, brother. How are you doing? I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Someone asked a personal question. So buying clean on Trust Wallet and staying there. Okay, I missed the bus that I guess. Yeah, buying clean. Clean in a sense, I will give you a very simple example to make you understand. What you do is that you talk to your friend, you tell him that, hey brother, I'm sending you $2,000 in PayPal. Can you send me some USDT, USDC, whatever is your favorite coin? And then they send it to your Trust Wallet. Now that thing has landed into your Trust Wallet without any counter transaction. As it doesn't have double entry, you need to understand accounting works on double entry. You have a debit and a credit. As one piece of the information is missing, no auditor on this planet can connect it because the transaction log doesn't make sense. Okay, Kambalpreet Kaur says leverage should be same for $100 or $1,000. If we increase, do we need to lower the leverage? Like from 20x to 5x? No, it doesn't matter. Leverage only depends on how much you're investing as your total bag. Like I said, the most standard approach I mentioned, there's so many ways of doing leverage trading. I use the most standard one out there. Use 2% of your bag. If you have $1 million, you're using $2,000 in each trade. Leverage will be 25x. If you're using $10,000, you're still using 2% of that, and your leverage will be still 25x. Why do you use same amount of investment in each trade and same leverage? Because it is a game of averages. Trading is all a game of probabilities. If you want to come out as a winner, you need to understand that every time that you are investing the dollar amount and the leverage that you're using, it should be same. If you are not using the same leverage and same trading amount, you will never be profitable in trading. You would think that it is something wrong with the person who is sharing information with you, or something wrong with your analysis, but it is not. It is just that your overall management of your funds, or if we want to put this under the discipline criteria, you're not well disciplined. And that's why people who use same amounts, if they win 5 times and they lose 5 times, they still come out with profit, good amount of profit. I have seen people being profitable with 30% winning rate and losing 70% because they use same amounts. They have strategy in place, and at the end of the day, it's all about, there's one more thing, but I don't want to complicate it. It's called risk to reward ratio. It's called RR. So for every $10, how much you're making. That is what basically leads to the success of being profitable with 30%. Let's say that every time when I'm taking a trade, if I'm risking $100 because of my stop loss, I want to only take a trade where if I win, I'm going to make 300. If it doesn't meet my criteria, I'm not going to go with the leverage and take that trade. So every time I win, I make twice the amount of investment. So 3 times when I win, I have made 6 times of the investment, which means that 3 times winning gives me 6 times losing opportunity. So if next 6 trades I fail, I'll still be at break even. And that's the RR. And I've seen people who use the RR of 1 to 5. They only take trades where if they're going to hit stop loss on 2%, they will take a trade that will only go up by 5 times more, which is 10%. So if my stop loss is at 2%, then my take profit is at 10%. It's a game of math. Trading is purely mathematical. It has very less to do with the skill set. It has everything to do with the discipline. And that's why people keep on polishing their skills. They think that it has something to do with indicator. They are missing out on some indicator, or there are people that would come out and they would tell you that, oh, I'm a god and I know that it is going to work like that. No one knows. No one knows which thing will go in which direction. It's total bullshit. All we do is probabilities. I know that on the historical data set, I have seen that the probability of this happening is higher, I go with higher probability. It's a statistical game. You use statistics, but at the end of the day, if you are implementing, you need to apply the math as well. And that's how you stay profitable. But if you are, when you're losing, you're investing $1,000, when you're winning $100, that is going to be a disaster. Because even if you lose one time with $1,000 and every time you're investing $100, it will require you to win 10 times to recover your loss. And that's a big fuck up. Okay, I have answered that question. Faris says, hi. Which blockchain is better for stablecoin? Does it make difference? Of course it does. It makes humongous difference. The best blockchain out there is Binance Smart Chain, BSC, or BEEP20. In some exchanges they call it BEEP20. It is dirt cheap. One transaction cost is few cents. Some people argue for TRC, but TRC is good for bigger transactions because they charge you $1 even if you are sending $1. But on BEEP20, if you're sending $1, they will charge you according to that. So BEEP20 is the most sensible blockchain I have seen in terms of transaction. Plus it has access to everything and it has humongous amount of USDT on it. So the liquidity is really heavy. And of course it belongs to Binance. Brother Shah, salam, walaikum salam. Do you see QE coming anytime soon? No, every day I wake up, the chances of QE further disappears. The quantitative easing, no one is even talking about it. I don't hear any kind of information from anywhere. Even my insiders, they have not shared anything with me. Not insiders, these are people employed in the government of USA. They have access to information. Some people, they are buddies with people who are employed. So even from the network, I have not heard from anyone coming and saying that, okay, there is going to be some kind of easing. So quantitative easing is not there. And I mean, I had a hunch anyway that it is not going to come, and it didn't come. Today, Microsoft and Meta announced excellent earnings. Is this means we can see bull market? I mean, Tesla announced shitty earnings, so you can compensate with that. But I mean, it doesn't mean anything. Microsoft is a very diverse space, and Meta is a social network, is doing well as well. I wouldn't take it. If you want to see a rally, you need to look at the AI industry. Are they sharing strong numbers? And the other areas that have some kind of linkage with the crypto, because AI is directly related to GPU, like NVIDIA or others. But Microsoft, I don't think it's a good indicator to use for the market standards and say that if Microsoft is doing well, then the market is going to do well. Okay. Now, Shah, do you see Bitcoin lasting in future? The perpetual anonymity of Satoshi has me a bit worried at times. Exclusively Panama. I have covered this in my book. That's actually the first page of my book where I've mentioned who is Satoshi and how I believe this thing is going to play out, how they are going to use Satoshi's Bitcoins. They will not disclose his anonymity will not be disclosed, but his Bitcoins will come into circulation and they will start using it as well. Where can we find the book? It will be on Amazon. I'm going to, Josh gave me the idea last week. I'm going to add it there for pre-orders. And it is stuck in editing, nothing else. But they are going to use, thank you, Josh. It was a good idea. Actually, book was my student's idea. He told me to write a book. Then my realtor's idea was to make an audiobook out of it. Now Josh mentioned to do a pre-booking. So I'm just using people's comments and I'm implementing. And that helps a lot. But yeah, I think it's over 1 million Bitcoins. They will come to circulation and that will lead to the problem. But second part of your question, you asked that risk to Bitcoin. There is a BlackRock video. Please go and watch that. BlackRock has shown interest in doing hard fork on Bitcoin. If they do that, it will bring a massive damage to Bitcoin. So the question is that if the creator of the Bitcoin is going to let BlackRock do it, because the creator of Bitcoin has good amount of influence, will they let that happen or not? But let's assume that creator of Bitcoin is not getting involved. Let's look at the situation in isolation, that Bitcoin is actually done through a hard fork. BlackRock ends up creating their own Bitcoin. Let's call it the golden Bitcoin or the black Bitcoin, whatever they call it. Last time we had a hard fork on Bitcoin, we called it Bitcoin Cash. This time they might call it the original Bitcoin or Bitcoin, and they relabel this Bitcoin to something else. You can actually do that. It has happened with Ethereum. The original Ethereum is labeled as Ethereum Classic, and the fake Ethereum right now is what we treat as Ethereum right now. So the fake one lives under the hype, and everyone treats it as the grand coin. But the actual Ethereum is somehow now dead because they labeled it as ETC. They might call it as etc. But they killed that Ethereum, the original Ethereum. BlackRock can do the same thing to Bitcoin. If they create a hard fork of it, they have two agendas. BlackRock wants to do that. One, they want stability on the coin to make it more transactional. Right now, you cannot do transactions on Bitcoin. It's extremely slow. It takes hours. And on top of it, the blockchain is obsolete. Last time, ordinal projects were created to create a fix, and there is always a hole here and there with it. And not only that, they want unlimited supply, and this Bitcoin comes with limited supply. They want to use Bitcoin as a currency. Please watch that Bitcoin video, BlackRock's video on Bitcoin. You will understand. But if BlackRock creates their Bitcoin, that will be the Bitcoin that will continue to stay up, and this Bitcoin will start dying. Because if they introduce that, institutional money will go there. Pretty much every rich dude will move to the new Bitcoin, and they will leave this one behind. And that is how you increase the supply of Bitcoin. Someone had asked me this question somewhere. Can we increase the Bitcoin supply? And this is your answer. Thank you, Shah. No problem. What is the title? I don't know. I haven't given it a title, but it is going to be something about fundamentals, because I'm teaching how to pick a good project. I'm sharing over there how to look at a coin and then pick it. And in that book, I have used lots of examples. I have gone through everything, looking at their Twitter account and everything. I have tried my best. It's in the same style as I do my mentorship. Looking forward to my signed copy. Grant that is going to be the case 100%. Will you publish your book in ebook? It is only going to be on Amazon. I don't know about ebook and launching it on my own website. That is going to be a bit tricky. Yes, Martin, you want to talk? Thank you, Faris. I hope you do read it. Martin? Okay, maybe. Okay, what are these questions? Price prediction for Jessamy this bull run. I have to go and check, but you can watch my Jessamy video. I have mentioned it over there. Will BlackRock, BTC, will that be over the cyclical patterns? I don't know how they will operate that Bitcoin, but they're discussing this, and I think they have to come to a conclusion. All the institutions need to agree that they want to switch to the new Bitcoin. When a new coin is created under the same label, you do a hard fork. At that moment, both of the Bitcoins will be at the same price. One Bitcoin will start going up, the other one will start dying. And of course, my bets will be on the Bitcoin that will be institutionalized. That is the one that will start going up, because institutions right now hold the overall supply in this Bitcoin anyway. They will take this money out the moment they do it. this one will start crashing in a very beautiful manner. Looking forward to reading your book. Thank you. What do you think about XRP and Ripple? The amount of rumors it becoming such an important component in the financial world seems very sketchy. It just sounds like hype and scam on huge large scale to drain as much capital. I have even seen astrologers decoding patterns in cycles. You should see people that trade crypto on moon cycles. There are people who look at the phases of the moon. Full moon, I think, is bull run, and when it is not a full moon, that is bearish or bear run. So people do all kinds of stuff, and there are some serious people that do it. I actually know Australian. He has a community, a decent one. He charges good amount of money for it. It's like $180 per month, and he looks at moon. And then there is another guy. I think he's from Pakistan. He's the biggest influencer that country has, and he also does moon trading. He looks at the moon and he trades accordingly. I mean, people can pick anything. So astrologers, I'm not surprised. Ripple XRP, I think that you need to understand this is more of a story of New York. I will not go back to the starting of how USA started by getting rid of. Now you don't call them Red Indians. What do you call them? In Canada, they call them natives. Whatever is the appropriate word, the natives. Let's not get into the killing part of it. Let's talk about the mafia part of New York. So there was a time when there was massive amount of mafia in New York, and then later on, all of them started turning into politicians, business people, and everything. So there was a whitewashing phase that it went through. Same is the case scenario with XRP, Ripple. Even if it is scam, they have collected billions of dollars in these past 10-15 years. Every year they have made around 600 million to 1.2 billion dollars at least, because every month they sell XRP, and that money, all of that doesn't go into their salaries and stuff. They're keeping a huge amount of that with themselves. So you're basically talking about people who have billions and billions of dollars right now. So even though it was scam that SEC saw, and of course I still believe it is, so still now they have whitewashed themselves to a level where you cannot go and argue. Me sitting here with 24 people on YouTube and 30 in Telegram, my voice will never reach them, and I cannot talk against them. They are so big and strong right now that nothing will go and reach them. So the only person that can bring Ripple down is now SEC. If they win this case and they prove it that all this selling that they do every month should come to an end and they start doing recovery, I think that will be the end of Ripple. But if that doesn't happen, now they have money. Now they can go around and start buying businesses that actually work, like right now them offering to buy USDC. Someone shared that in community saying they want to buy it for $5 billion. So them buying USDC, they bought a legitimate working company. They can actually legitimize themselves. They can go around and buy some other properly working projects, and like at the end of the day, it's all about the money. Now they have the money. Now they can do things and make it look right. Your explanation about BlackRock involvement on Bitcoin makes sense. They buy a lot of BTC in order to control crypto in long term and make more profit using their own renamed BTC coin. Yep, all of the ETFs will just automatically become their own BTC. Yeah, I mean, institutions have their own game going on. That's a sad part of it. Okay, looking forward. Thoughts on Dodgecoin long-term price prediction? I think Dodgecoin, I think they make 10,000 coins every hour or per day. You have to go and check. Their inflation is not that dramatic. I think it's as bad as Solana. Solana is 4% inflation every year. I don't know if it's going to increase rapidly or not, because last I checked, it was a few days ago in my class, we checked Solana is making $300 million loss every month now. Ethereum is at loss as well, but at 130 to 160 million. But Solana is more of in a pickle situation. That is the situation where they were when they started selling mobile phones. So they might start selling more coins, so the inflation might increase. But with Dogecoin, as it doesn't have a daddy, the inflation is hard-coded because of its mining. So it's 10,000 coins every hour or every day. That is your inflation. So you have good amount of time. So long term, if you're really obsessed with Dogecoin, let it go back towards 8 cents, 6 cents, 10 cents. Buy there and then stay married to Dogecoin and then sell Dogecoin at 30 cents, and you would do a 300% in multiple years, and it would be an excruciating pain, overly exposing yourself to risk just for 300%. It wouldn't make any sense. You can rather find a decent project and make a 300% move with it in lesser time, maybe in 2 years, instead of getting married to something and sticking to it for 6 years, 10 years, and then being stuck with it. Look at XRP. Those who bought it in late 2016 or in 2017 at $2.5, they had to wait 10 years, I think, 8 to 10 years to get the hell out of it. So that's going to be a bit dramatic. I'm going to create a coin and call it Full Moon. Okay, Ada says I follow moon phases with crypto. It's correct. Yeah. I have seen people trading accordingly. There are people that actually the Muslim community, because Eid is connected to moon, so they even use that event as a trading event as well. I mean, people have a lot of things in this space. Praveen says, hello brother, hi brother. Solo says, boa noite. I assume the way I sound, it's Spanish, I guess. I'm bad with Spanish, I'm sorry. Not bad, I'm worst, I don't know anything. Egyptian bull god has moon between horns, highly symbolic, and these Masons love to play with the games. So are there any decent projects out there right now that you like to look of? Like the look of, there are so many projects out there, but the thing is that how you're going to invest, like are you trying to make 5%, 10%, or you're trying to marry the coin for 200, 300, 400%? If that is the case scenario, again, wait for the summers. If you are a trader, it's a whole different behavior. But if you are an investor, you always wait for the bottoms and then you buy and you let it run. And in the bottoms, you can pick anything. There is a video of mine from 5th of August that I posted. I literally went to CoinMarketCap and started reading coins and started giving targets. I shared, I don't know, 20, 22 coins. Only 2 coins that didn't exactly hit target. And I shared the month of November for it was BNB and Ethereum. I missed on Ethereum by $500, and on BNB I missed by $300. That was rather big. But every other coin, it pretty much went and over-delivered than the targets I had shared. It's that plain and stupid. It has nothing to do with the quality of the coin. It's always to ensure that the project that you are going to invest in, it should be at the bottom, and you are already at a winning stage. It's not about picking the right coin. It's about where do you pick it. And then people like me, they would come and they will look like super awesome that, oh, my coins that I shared, they did well. No, pick anything out there in the market. They will do well. Our capacity, I don't know how many are there out there, but let's use the word our. Our capacity is to time the market. Where to get in, where to get out. That's the overall game as an investor. And that's what I did in stock market in 2020. I took an exit from all stocks, but that's how I did it in EV and wheat stocks. It was a trend. I got in, I got out, got in, got out. Even in EV, I did a 20-25x on NEO. I got in at $2 and I left it at 50. Okay, when do you see the next bull run, Shah? I think that the next bull run cycle is broken. The only thing that I can tell you about is the bottom. I'm seeing a bottom this year. For me, this is bear run. If this is the bear run, we should see a bottom here. Considering 4-year cycle is broken, next bull run can be next year. So if we see a bottom this year and bull run is next year, you will get out of the market in 8-9 months at max. So that's a good thing about it. And again, decent projects there. If you are just looking for names, good projects that doesn't have inflation, or at least they are dealing with it. Look at Cake. They are perpetually dealing with the inflation, reducing it. Extremely good project. Pancake Swap is one of the most famous swaps out there. Everything they do is beautiful. They're extremely present. They attend every event. They meet people, and I don't think that there is anyone in the shitcoin space, or as influencers call it, gem space, that wouldn't know about Pancake Swap. Their routers are used by a lot of bots. They have massive volume. Now Solana is available on it as well, and it's deflationary because the money they make, they buy back Cake and they destroy. They buy back and they destroy. So at least they are dealing with the inflation as well. So you are looking for a name, that is a good name, but I wouldn't tell you that go and buy Cake now. You would wait. Are you making an update on Algo soon? I posted that yesterday. I mean, give it at least 1 or 2 days. And you can look at the views. Looking at the views, it just breaks my heart. Okay, we are 5 minutes left with the end of this session. I'm barking for 1 hour now. Okay, it's 2 a.m. in Norway, going to sleep, dreaming about my shitcoin flying. Thank you, Shah, for holding our shaking hands. No problem, Ada. Sleep tight. I have 2 brothers in Norway. Enjoy. Yes, Costa.
Hey, Shah, I just wanted to say that I really appreciate everything that you do, and you've given me a totally different perspective. Not simply in this space, but just kind of looking at the economy in the world. And that's very refreshing.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I stopped spending time just kind of watching stuff on YouTube that almost makes no sense. I kind of just stick with your stuff. So I just wanted to say that.
Thank you so much. It means a lot. It means a lot. And I think it's stuff like this that keeps me moving forward. So I really appreciate you coming out and sharing that. Thank you. Thank you, Costa. Okay, we are left with 3 minutes. Thank you, Shah. This has been very informative. Thank you, Brother Shah. We're coming to an end. Hey, Shah, could you please check Dash and Pengu? I have posted video on Pengu and Dash. Join the Telegram. You can leave. I'll post Dash there. But now I have to go. You guys take care. It was fantastic talking to you guys as always. And I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.